What's our next one?
Here's a blast from the past. This one is from Tim Shufflebottom. He doesn't like giving the old bottom a shuffle. Hey Sam, can you ask Lee for a good Mitsuru Okabe story? Mitz is the famous producer and cameraman who made all the legendary videos of the pros training and living for the world to see. Also, I was curious how much dollars they get for these documentaries. I don't think that question has been asked. Cheers, mate.
No. We get no money. I started to get a little bit of money when Mitsuru sold it. But in the beginning, what would happen was when he'd make those Battle for the Olympias, they would get paid, and that, or he had to pay the IFBB, then he would get paid when he sold them. But sometimes he would give us like 20 or 30 that you could sell yourself.
Yeah.
But then after that, you didn't really get many. And then when he sold that, I think it's like Mock Video, whatever it was called, to somebody else, and they were still selling like the Blond Myth one and all that, I would then get a bit of royalties, but I haven't received any for a long time. So it's probably still selling, but I don't know if it sells now because it's online. But yeah, so we don't really get anything. And if he does your own video, you'd get like a few to sell, but not like a lot. Like you might only get a little bit every now and then, and whatever you sold them for. Like if I went to a seminar, I could sell them for $40 each. Yeah, I could keep the money. Yeah, but the Battle for the Olympia, the ones we did ourselves, like Jay Cutler had one, I think Ronnie had his, and I had mine. We'd get some free copies to sell, but whatever they sold, we never got anything from that, so they could sell a ton of them, and you don't get anything from that. And the Battle for the Olympias, where it would all be on them, we got nothing from that. But a good story. I don't really have any good ones. Mitch was just a nice guy, and he was always funny when he was shooting because he looked like a stormtrooper. He'd have like the big knee pads on, like hockey knee pads, like cricket pads. Yeah. So he was covered in all these knee pads for like when he was kneeling on the floor and shit and stuff like that. But yeah, just a good, nice guy, fun guy. Yeah, but they don't really have any funny stories. Just Mitch was Mitch, yeah, but they were fun times doing them. Very good.
But it was a big deal back then that you'd have a video and people would be like...
Oh yeah, I think the Blond Myth and another Blond Myth sold pretty well. They did really well.
And how long did it take to film those?
I'm just trying to think what was on the first one. They had like the Olympia prep. I'm thinking 97, because that was done in 97 leading up to Olympia. Maybe a month or two. Because then the second one was Battle. Another Blond Myth, yeah, that was... Had Kathy and I get married at the beginning, and then I'm just trying to think what else was on it. That's how I can... the beginning was us getting married, so that would have been 2000. And then I'd have to see the end part to see where it ended, the time change. But I know the first one was around Olympia time, and then after the Olympia, because I was sort of starting to bulk up again. So yeah, maybe 6 months total, depending when you started it.
Oh, really?
Might even be less, but I can't. I'd have to see the beginning and the end. I know that I was prepping for the 97 Olympia when I did it, so yeah. But we didn't make a fortune from it, no.
The joys of bodybuilding.
Exactly, but people know my name.
Yeah.
Yes, so yeah.
No, I guess that's one thing.
I'm thinking to myself, why aren't I sitting in that good chair while I'm here?
That's Matt's.
Well, he's not here, is he?
Oh, no one sits in his...
Oh, yeah, who knows what's on there.
You can sniff it, but that'll be...
I don't know what's on the seat down there.
But no, it just... People just take it for granted now, like everything gets filmed these days.
And the thing is, what you find too is back then when those videos come out, you're excited if a new one come out once every year. It's almost like if a mag come out. But now people, if you're listening, calm the fuck down. People have lives. You want people to train. These are the reasons why a lot of guys aren't in shape now, because they're too busy fucking recording shit to keep you people happy. Because like John Romano and I do that show on Real Lee Priest on the YouTube channel. It's called It's Not Politics. Yeah. I've got like 10 episodes up where we just talk about the week in politics that's going on, because Dave doesn't like us talking about politics on his show, so we started our own show. And people are like, oh, you should do 2 shows a week, 3 shows a week. And then if for some reason John's busy or I'm busy and we miss a week, oh, the fucking abuse we get. And it goes for a lot of other shows too. Like I know Fuad does his shows, and he's got a few bro chat and all that. And I heard him saying too that if you don't do a show or miss a show, people start abusing you. Like, oh, it's like, wait a minute, you're not paying for it.
No, I was just going to say
free.
For that,
if I got time, I put it out there. If it's there, you get to see it. Yeah. It's like, what do you people do when you're watching a TV show and they shut down for the winner? Are you fucking going crazy? It's like, just be happy that if people put content out, just be thankful they're putting content out. Don't get upset and go, you should do more, or you don't do this, or you don't do that. Or it's like, you're not paying for it, so be quiet. We used to have to pay for magazines to read and get programs, or buy, you know, I said VHS tapes or CDs, DVDs back in the day. So just be thankful, people. And it's not like, well, normally show goes up this week. I get it when I do the RX show of Dave every week. It's Thursday, Lee, did you do a show this week? Why isn't it going up yet? I'm like, well, Dave's busy. He's got other shows to do. Once it's edited, he'll put it up when he can. Oh, well, I normally watch it on this day. I'm like, oh, fucking hell. It's like, come on, people. It's like, I could understand if you paid like $10 a month even, and your subscription's not there on time, then, oh, come on, I pay for this, but you're not. Yeah. It's for free. So just be thankful when it comes up that people are going out of their way to do this for you. Stop being so fucking pushy, for God's sakes. Jesus, I'd hate to live with you. Where's my dinner? It's fucking 5 o'clock. It's not on the table. Fucking hell. Like,
no, that's a funny, like, people complain about our quality of production, and it's like, oh, I don't really care, you know, you can whinge or whatever.
And if you don't like it, just turn it off.
Yeah.
If you turn on, you go, oh, the sound's shitty, it looks shitty, turn it off. That's YouTube. Yeah. I'm sure there's millions of other videos you can go watch on YouTube. Yeah. If you don't like what we're saying, turn it off. Go somewhere else.
No.
It's like no one's forcing you. So I think people are putting too much on it. Even like bodybuilders, because people go, "Oh, Lee, you should show your arm program." I'm like, it's on YouTube. What I did for arms on the Blond Myth in '97, I do the same now. Yeah. If I recorded me doing bicep curls every week, you'd be like, "Oh, he's doing bicep curls again. What's new?" Oh, you know, I changed my T-shirt. That's the only thing that's going to change. People get bored seeing the same. Training doesn't change generally. It's, unless you're doing that one day when, like if I was younger and had this back in the gym, then the day I did those heavy curls, I could have fucking recorded it, because then people would know it's true, because if it's not on fucking Facebook or Instagram, it's not true. So the time when you go and do those great lifts and you want to record that, but you don't need to take your phone to the gym every day and record the same exercises and put them online for your fans to watch you do the same shit over and over and over. That's just a waste of time. So yeah, people, just be happy you get the content you get, all right, and just be thankful you get it. And here's an idea: if you're sitting there worried about the content's not online, you got too much time on your hands. Spend more time in the fucking gym. Go out for a walk. Stop sitting on your phone or your computer going, oh, where's the next download? Where's the next download? Go find something else to do.
No, I think there's actually too much information out there now.
He said this. Well, he said do it that way. He said take this, or he takes that much. Well, he shouldn't take that much. Well, he said you should take that much, and he does that. And he says you should have this much protein. Well, he said no, don't have that much protein. Have this much protein. It's like, work it out for yourselves, people. Training is training. You just work out how much your body can take, what your body responds to. I can say do this exercise, do that exercise, but you're like, okay, Lee, but this exercise feels better for me. Then do that exercise. Nothing is set in stone when it comes to weight training. The training itself, the reps, the sets, the food you eat, that's what you got to learn out for yourself. That's why you don't need gurus. You have to work it out. Yes, get a good training partner to push you. Yes, get someone good with a good eye to say you maybe need a bit more here, lose a bit there. But when it comes to everything else, just take notes and work it out for yourself. Yes, you can watch people train, get some ideas on what they do. You may go, well, fuck, Lee does that for biceps, let me try it. I don't really feel it. Then don't do it. Just because I do it and I've got big arms and you don't feel it, then don't do it. Don't waste your time. Find what feels good for you and works for you. It's all a learning experience, so it's all trial and error. Like I said, nothing is set in stone when it comes to bodybuilding, the sets, the weight, the reps, nothing. You've got to work it out for yourself. I might be, say, okay, when I was dieting, I found I grew my best on 2 grams of protein per pound of body weight. You might find that, oh, I beat that, I'm too full. I find better on 1.5. And if you're better on 1.5, do 1.5. You might only need 1. That's where you got to work it out for yourself. No one can tell you. I could say, I done 2 grams of protein and built muscle, you should do 2 grams. Doesn't mean it's going to work for you. That's where you got to find what works for you. I could say the lowest I went on carbs was 250 and I still shredded. Somebody else on 250 could be bloated and holding water. You got to find what works for you. That's why bodybuilding is there's so many variations on it, but finding what works for you. Don't copy somebody else, because like I said, you might say, I want to back like him, so I'm going to do all these exercises. But it's no use doing all these exercises if some of them don't feel good, or you're like, I don't really feel it, but he does it. Find what works for you and do it, and just take notes, learn.
Yeah, and also too, like,
there's no quick way. So in fact, if I do this and take that and do this, I'm going to get to his size really quick. It takes years and years and years, and it takes years and years and years to find out what works for you. There is no shortcut. There is no quick way. There is no, well, maybe if I learn more from these people, I won't make mistakes like you did. No matter what you know, you're still going to make mistakes, because what I do, what Ronnie does, or what Jay did, or whatever did, might not work for you. So you're going to try what Jay did and go, well, that didn't work for me. You might try and do some of the stuff I did, but that didn't work for me. So in the end, you still got to find out what works for you. And then once you worked it out, then you can just do different variations on those exercises, do different rep ranges, do different weights and stuff like that. So just be patient.
And also to accept that, you know, myself as an example, that
you might not be big and build muscle.
Not everyone can be a bodybuilder. And
that's the thing. You can be. I've seen guys train for years and years, take drugs, and that you wouldn't even know went to the gym.
Yeah.
You got to remember too. Doesn't mean, okay, you might come to the point, and some don't, sadly, and they keep training hard, abusing drugs, and still won't face the fact. But if you do come to realise you're not going to be a bodybuilder, you still get a good physique, but you're still going to be healthy. You're still going to feel good. So, look, just go to the gym and train hard. Do what you have to do. If bodybuilding's your goal, that's fine. If you train hard, do all the other stuff, and you got the genetics, guess what? You'll become a bodybuilder.
Yeah.
If you don't, and you only get halfway there, that's fine. You're going to be healthy, do whatever.
Yeah.
But you don't need to be this. And then, you know, muscle size too doesn't equate to strength. I've seen some guys with half the muscle of a freak who are stronger. So I've seen guys in the gym who are built like this, and they put some weight on them, like, oh, fuck, he's going to kill himself. And next thing, he's pumping away more than what a big guy can. So it's because, you know, just find what works for you. And like I said, if you do everything right, eating, sleeping, training, resting, and you got the genetics, you'll be a bodybuilder. If you're doing the training, eating, sleeping, whatever, and you're abusing the drugs, and 5-7 years you're not a bodybuilder, guess what? It's not going to happen. So that's where you got to reevaluate, what do you want to do? Yes, you still love training? Great, then keep training. Stay healthy, feel good, but maybe not take the drugs if you're not going to go that far. Or if you're going to take them, take only a little bit. Don't abuse them. So you just got to find out where you fit in. And like I said, people can play baseball. No one's going to be a pro baseballer or footballer. Or people might get into tennis and hope they're going to get to the pro tennis. They'll never get there, but doesn't mean they can't maybe do a little local tennis contest, or just do it for fun. Have fun, do it. It's not going to be your job. It's not going to be your pro career. But if you enjoy doing it, do it.
Yeah, or in my opinion, weight training is the easiest, most convenient, and delivers the best results for strength, health.
I find even mental health. Physical health, granted, but I find mental. I said in the mornings now when I go for a walk, the mornings I don't do that. Like, even the shittiest days, I'm like, oh fuck, I don't feel like going. I'll do the treadmill. I feel good, but if I can get outside and walk around the block or walk around the beach, where, you know, I live in Newcastle, just seeing the ocean and the sun come up just puts you in that whole different mind frame of like, okay, what a great day. The day's going to start now. If I do it at home on a treadmill, it's still good, but you're staring at a wall. You're sort of like, oh, this is boring. So if you can just get out and do things, like I said, just a walk in the morning or at evening, I said your mind is just set for the day and shit like that, or even training. Like I said, I sometimes do cardio and train before first thing in the morning. And the reason I prefer first thing in the morning is because a lot of people are busy now with families, jobs and whatever. Sometimes by the end of the day, you're either too tired or shit's happened through the day, you're too stressed out or you're angry, you're pissed off, blah, blah, blah. If you can work it, if you really want to do it, get it done first thing in the morning, because then you feel good, your day's started off great. So whatever happens during the day, if you get a shit job or your boss gets mad or your wife gets pissed at you or whatever goes on, you have a fight with the kids and you're angry, it doesn't matter because you've done your workout and you started the day off good. Yeah, mentally you might be shit later on, but Imagine trying to go to the gym when you're in a pissed off mood, you don't want to go, you're like, oh, it's getting late in the day now, I've got to get up early in the morning and go to work again. If you can get it done first thing, okay, get it done first thing, you might have to get up a little bit early, but if you want to do it, you will. Just go to bed that fucking hour earlier.
Yeah. No, look, I just think it's, I'm addicted to it. Like, if I don't do something, I feel...
Yeah, you do feel like sort of sluggish or lazy. Yeah, I feel guilty. It's sort of a guilty type thing.
I feel guilty.
I've had those days where sometimes I haven't gone for a walk and I can just be sitting at home and I should have done cardio. You know, you watch the morning news. Yeah, hi, such and such. Yeah, I'm down here at Bondi Beach this morning. And as soon as I see the fuckers walking past the news reporter giving the weather report, I'm like, oh, I could have been out there doing that. That looks so nice. Yeah. They're walking along the beach. I started in my head thinking, why didn't I do it? And sometimes, like I said, you might not want it, but once you do it, you always feel better off for doing it. Or sometimes I'll be like, I don't feel like training, I'll take the day off. And then when I sit there, I'm like, fuck, I should have trained. It's like, you know. I mean, if you really don't feel like doing it, don't. But if you just, because you're going through a lazy stage, force yourself to do it. Because generally when you force yourself to get out and go for a walk or train, you feel so much better later.
No, I agree. Like, that's why I do it. Like, I just, very rarely do I train and regret it. Like, it's always like, oh.
Even if it's like not your best workout, you still feel like you've done something.
Yeah. No, that's you know, it's for people that don't train. I cannot recommend it.
Even if it's not the gym, just go for a walk. Get a mate. If you got a dog, go walk your dog. If you got a friend, you can meet up with your friend, go for a walk. You can go for a hour walk or so, even stop, get a coffee, and then just keep walking, have a chat. I think it's just good to get out and keep moving. It doesn't have to be anywhere around the blocks, around you, wherever you go. Find a local park and just walk around the park. Just get out and move.
Yeah, no. Just simple things, and it's unfortunately, it's not rocket science.
No, and I think that's where people, because there is so much information out there, people overthink it. Whether it be the training side, the nutrition side, like they're trying to overcomplicate something that is so basic. And when I tell them sometimes I do diets for people or training things, they're like, oh, that's pretty basic. I'm like, because it is. And I could make it as complicated as shit as you want. You go, well, fuck, Lee knows what he's really talking about. Look how complicated that is. But you don't need all that extra shit in your head. It's like sometimes when I put up a supplement, I say, this is a great supplement from Aaron's Mental Zoo, this fat burner. What's in it? What's the ingredients? Who gives a shit? Unless you're allergic, you're saying you need to know it. But apart from that, I have never once asked what's in it. I'll get it and I'll go, okay, this is meant to give me energy and stuff. Let me try it. If I take it and I feel energy, I don't feel crazy, jittery, and it helps. And as I'm eating clean and exercising, I got energy for the day. I'm like, wow, this is a great product. So I use it. I don't go, what the hell is in it? Let me go for every ingredient. Half the ingredients, unless I'm a scientist, I don't know how to pronounce them or what the fuck's in it. It's like, I don't care about shit like that. Why bombard your shit with shit like that unless you say, well, I'm allergic to this or I can't have that. Sure, then read the ingredients. But if you're not worried about that, just have it. How much is in it? How much in that? Oh, God, just try it and see how you go. Like I said, I get a nice meal at a restaurant. I don't go to the chef. Oh, how'd you prepare that? What spices? What temperature did you cook that steak at? It was fucking wonderful. I just go, fuck, that was a great meal, and just enjoy it. I don't want to know what went into the preparation or fucking...
Yeah, no.
Just keep things simple.